Welcome to our informational video, What to Expect in Approved. In this video, we will be going over what it means to be an approved, as well as the placement process for EPI. Before we begin talking about approved, it is important to understand our process for bringing teachers like you to the United States. First, you complete an application process so that we know that you are eligible for our program. Then you are moved to the approved stage where you interview with one of our partnered schools so that you can be placed. Once you are placed in a school, you become an official EPI program member. So what does it mean to be in the approved stage? Being an approved means that your application with EPI is complete and that you meet our eligibility requirements. It also means that you have finished your documentation on your application and passed EPI's interviews. Once you are in approved, you are eligible to be invited for school interviews. Keep in mind that being an approved does not mean that you are placed. You are not placed with the school until after you have completed a successful interview and the school has offered you a position. So now that you are in approved, it's important to understand how the placement process works. EPI's placement season runs from February to August. During this time, principals will start reviewing the applications for all EPI applicants that are in approved. When reviewing your application, they will be looking at your profile picture, the subjects you can be licensed for, your CV, and your video resume. After looking through all our applicants, principals will then tell us which teachers they want to do an interview with. Your interview will be done as a video call through Skype. When looking through your applications, principals often depend on the video resume to decide which teachers they want to interview. They watch the video resume to see that you are personable, passionate, and professional. So when you do your video resume session with EPI, be sure that you are dressed professionally and prepared to answer your questions. Once a principal has chosen you for a Skype interview, EPI will contact you and let you know which schools want to interview you and when the appointment is for. As soon as you know what schools want to do an interview with you, it is important that you research the school and surrounding community to find out if it is somewhere you would like to live and work. If you are not interested in working at the school, let EPI know that you do not want to interview. If you accept an interview from a school and are offered a position, the expectation is that you will accept the position. Once you have completed the interview, the principal will tell EPI what the results are. If you are not selected for a position, we will give you feedback on what the principal said and what you can do to better prepare for your next interview. If the Skype interview goes well and the school is interested in working with you, EPI will send you an offer letter via email. This letter will include information on the school, your salary, and the subject you will be teaching. To accept the offer, you must electronically sign the contract in the email. Once you have accepted your offer, you become an official EPI program member. Being an EPI program member means that you are now placed in a school in the United States and are officially a part of our cultural exchange program. So what can you do to get a successful placement? The key to a successful placement is the school interview. As we have already mentioned, it is important to research the school so that you know if you are interested in the position. Even though the interview will be done over Skype, it is important that you are on time and dressed professionally, just as you would for any other job interview. To be sure you make it to the interview on time, check that your appointment is in the right time zone. You will also want to test your audio and video connection before the interview. Principals rarely reschedule interviews with teachers, so it is important to take care of any potential problems ahead of time. Your interview may be done by a principal, vice principal, or human resource officer at the school. It is important that you treat your interview with respect and act engaged regardless of the position of your interviewer. It is an expectation in the U.S. that you treat all school employees respectfully and equally. Finally, you will want to prepare questions to ask your interviewer about the position and the school. Preparing questions show that you are engaged and interested and is a standard part of the United States job interview. If you do not ask questions, your interviewer will likely think you are not interested in the position. Use the research you did before the interview to prepare your questions and show your interviewer that you are familiar with the school. So what do you need to do now that you are approved and waiting for your school interview? First, you will need to make sure that you are checking your email daily. EPI will be emailing you with updates on your application, and it is important that you read these updates. Many principals request next day interviews, and if you do not check your email, you may miss the interview. For that reason, it is also important to be flexible with your schedule and to keep EPI updated on any times that you cannot do an interview. Finally, even though you have completed the application process, there are several documents that will need updating before you come to the United States, so be sure that you are keeping your documents up to date. So, to go over some of the most important things to remember, the approved stage is the last stage of your application, and it means that you are now eligible for school interviews. Placement means that you are now an EPI program member and will be coming to the United States to teach. Having a successful school interview is very important in getting placed, so you will need to make sure that you are prepared, on time, and respectful. Finally, you will need to be checking your email regularly so that we can keep you updated on your interview schedule and application. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video. If you have any more questions about improved or placement, please email us at team@teachwithepi.com.